Okay guys, before I do part 2 on the custom 10XL video, right after part 1 I actually had to leave. That's why the video didn't have its part 2 yet. I had problems with the tank and I needed him right now, so I went down to the flea market. He was only firing on one cylinder, and I've rebuilt everything on him except for the coil and the fuel lines. I haven't done that yet. I need to do that too. And I got a new coil, $35, flea market. And also, while I was down there, I picked up a new decal for the back of him. That way, he can have matching decals, and actually people can see what his name is. You all know the green that is on his name is CRAFTSMAN. It's Hunter Green, or his name tank's Hunter Green. So I got this new decal. Can't see it hardly at all because of the light. And I had to fix the simplicity. It had a hole in the gas tank and the fuel line was rotted out. And also, this guy came by, so LT1000, motor blowed up. Had to switch motors on it. Went from a 17 overhead valve to a 14 overhead valve Briggs. This thing, you see the junk down in there. See how thick it is. That's how it was on the frame everywhere. So I pressure washed everything. New fuel lines, new oil, new fuel filter. One thing this guy needs is a battery, which the owner says just put the old battery back on it, and he's just gonna boost it off. So I'm gonna put the old battery back on it because it fires up and runs perfectly. But the deck don't ride level anymore. The motor's still the same. Actually, since the video, only I've done to this thing is put the damn hood on. That's it. And I did fix the gas tank where it was hitting before. Ain't hitting no more. And some people asked me about the exhaust. It ain't hitting no more either. It never did. Because that plate, I'm missing a plate that lifts that motor up 3/4 of an inch. But the only thing I had wrong with this oil field, like it's like a hairline of being touching. You can see before where it used to touch, that little spot right there, and it actually comes out now pretty easily. I need to change the oil in this. I need to put the solenoid on it. I need to get a belt for it and a battery, and that should be it. I got a wiring harness built in here. I don't know if I showed it in my last video, but it's just a regular. It was a switch that I got with the Suburban 12, and I got a solenoid in here for it. Actually, I've been coming into a lot of them solenoids, so I don't have to buy them no more. This solenoid, this is a switch. See, I just wired it up. I was going to use solder on them, but just taped them off because I didn't want to waste all that time and all that solder doing it. Here's a blown up motor as out of the other one. There's the exhaust. Keep the exhaust. Keep that pulley. The deck's going. That brand new spring's staying with me. These bolts are staying with me. This all stuff's supposed to be at scrapyard today because I don't like this. This is like a really flimsy frame. Tie rod ends are staying with me. This one's not. I don't like this at all. It's like a ball joint, but it's like pressed steel. These right here, they're like $5 a piece. I think these are actually newer ones because there's no slack in them at all. Then we'll go on the motor. No, I've not invested in heim joints yet. I know I said I was going to put heim joints on the motor, but I'm not. It's got a weird cable system. This actually turns the deck on. It was just one little cable when it came around, went to the dash. And there's this really thick cable, which I'm thinking of keeping because I was going to make a sleeve hitch for my wheel horse. It's got this lever, like an e-brake lever almost, and then it just comes up into this pulley, and then it comes up to the lift. So I'll keep that. I'll get the solenoid off of it, get the switch out of it, and whatever else I can scavenge out of it. There's the old battery. It was on the other one. This video is not really anything to do with the custom at all. It's mostly on tank. Because if y'all know, my tank is my main workhorse. I know I do use a Suburban 12 a lot for work, but tank is the one that I always go to. If y'all know the backstory of this tractor, it's got a winch, boom pole, completely rebuilt steering except for the front. I'm thinking about switching the front axle out for a cast iron that I have. Fluid filled back tires of the ST16. Fully rebuilt motor, new pistons, new rods, new, actually not new rods, just new valves. I got a brand new carb kit sitting there for it, and if it's not this coil, it's going to be the carb kit for me. Got a tachometer, 6-speed high-low, 12-volt outlet, Jeep recovery hook on the back, fully repainted. And I did find out what was wrong with this throttle, why it was sticking. It just got rust in the line, so I sprayed PB blaster all the way down the line, and then the choke. But I'll see y'all in just a second. I'm gonna pull this thing over there after I mow the yard with the split stick. So I'm gonna mow the yard with the split stick first, and hopefully pull this over there, because I gotta pull these side shrouds off. I pull this shroud off. Got to pull that flywheel fan off. Got to pull this guard off, and that pulley, and then maybe I can get to it, because I know the coil's on this side, and I know it's only fine. One cylinder. It's got brand new E3 spark plugs in it, so it can't be the spark plugs. It's just the coil. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. I'm gonna mow with this guy to put a battery on it. Okay, guys, I'm back with Tank. Took his belt shroud off, took his side fin off, and I got the other one off on the other side. I done unbolted the shroud, and it's loose. I then took the drop pulley off. That's just 4 bolts, and take this off, and I take the adapter off of it, and then I take I guess it's like a helper fan. Well, let me take that off, and I'll show you in a minute. Alright, guys, got everything else out. Coil's right there. This is a really old coil. It's yellow. Never seen a coil yellow. And as you can see, exactly the same coils. And I take them 2 bolts out, and we'll just gap them. I've already sanded the magnets. I know I've heard some people say they don't work, but you know, it don't work unless your coil's gone bad. I mean, it don't work if your coil's gone bad. But I'll take these 2 bolts out. There's a wire that goes up to the kill switch. I gotta take that out, and I gotta unfeed these spark plug wires, and then feed the new wires through after I gap it and everything. So I wanted to show you all. I'm having a problem. The old coil. See how old the coil has been on here, because this is a solid piece of copper. The old coil, this was actually going into the coil. It didn't have a little clip on it like this one. So I went inside and got this. As you can see, it'll slide right on. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to use for this. I was having trouble getting these bolts out, and I noticed when I took this coil off the last time to clean it, I was having trouble getting it off, and I was also having trouble getting the bolts out of this and the adapter and everything. I didn't have this stuff back then. I didn't know about it until about a month or 2 ago when I replaced the starter gear on it. If y'all ever use this stuff, it saves you a lot of time, and it will save you money in the long run if you ever. It will prevent you from breaking these bolts, and they come out really easily. If you put these on, say you've always had trouble putting pulleys on, like you've always had trouble taking them off too. If you put that around the shaft, I know in one of my videos when I switched the motors out on the Suburban 12, I put oil on the shaft. You can do that too, but it won't last as long. If you put this on it, I think this was like $5, maybe like that, $2 or $3. But put that on it. So I'm gonna put on this. I'll see y'all in a second when I put that little wire crimp on and gap this. Alright guys, back together. I'm gonna go in here and get the battery and put on it. Then we'll see if it'll fire. You can see these coil wires are a lot longer. And no, this is not the other cylinder's coil wire. I would have tried that or seen that, because this over here is still longer too. But got it got the thing fixed. Going to go in there. Got the battery. There's the old coil. We'll just go in there and get the battery on camera. I know this is sort of a long video of just changing a coil and fixing it. But sometimes you gotta do things that you don't want to. This is one of them. So I had battery charging since I ran it down. I'm trying to start it with a cool bed. I do use these Husky batteries from Tractor Supply. I believe they're pretty good batteries. If you have an opposed twin and you got all this electrical stuff, go get the 420 battery. I just can't afford it. The 360s are good for a while, but if you got no more, if you got just a winch, I mean, if you got like all these switches and like I got right here, the tack and everything, get your 360, and because it turns this opposed twin over pretty fast, and it's got a lot of battery left into it. But if you're going to run the winch all day like I do, then the next battery upgrade I'm going to do this thing is the 420. I know it's $50, but gosh, it's sort of worth it. So I'm going to bolt this thing down and try to start it. Okay guys, I think I do the last part of this video before I have to leave. I did put the coil on. I had to take everything back off because I had it on backwards, because most coils say this side toward motor, and this one is like a different brand, so it says this side out. So it didn't give me no fire. Using spark plugs and everything, and it works fine. So I'm gonna show y'all how it fires up. I still haven't fixed that freaking knock yet, but maybe I'll do the next update on it. I think what's gonna go out next, because I saw it, I think I'm seeing it coming toward me, is there's a little, if you can see down in there, that little piece of fuel line that's going up right there. It's up in there. It's got cracks going all the way through it, and that's not actual fuel line. That's just the pressure line for the pulse on the fuel pump. But I'll just do that off camera, so you don't have to know. You don't have to know about that. So please comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll try to do the rest of the video on the custom when I get time to do it, which will probably be tomorrow when I can finish the customs electrical and everything. But I'll see y'all later. Please comment, rate, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. So see y'all later.